Hutch is stupid. Have I ever mentioned that before? You know, we made a video on Hutch back in Cold War, man. It must have been like a year and a half ago or something like that. And this dude, like I said in the video, man, I respect Hutch's status. He was there, you know, from my beginning in Call of Duty, man. From the OG days when I started on COD 4 and I first started watching people on YouTube. He was there, right? He was around. Now, did I like his content? You know, I watched some videos from him and all that, but like I wasn't like a fan or whatever you want to call it, right? A subscriber on YouTube, like a viewer, right? I wasn't like, you know, I didn't want to go and watch his shit all the time, right? But I respect the man's status. But he's still like Hutch, he's still out here soldiering for skill-based matchmaking. And it's so bad from this dude. It's to the point that, you know, I feel like I need to make a video on it, man, because you got these nerds out here preaching for this shit. All that is right and good with Sbmm in all of these games. Not just Call of Duty, but in all of these games. And I'm an advocate for connection, for ping, for not having to sweat your nuts off every single game unless you want to go 0-55 or some shit, right? I'm an advocate for actually playing a casual game, what's supposed to be a casual game, casually. I'm an advocate for that. I don't think people should be forced to be put into pro tournaments, you know, just trying to game, man, just trying to unwind after a long day at work or school or whatever you got going on in your life. I'm an advocate for that. Before we get into Hutch, though, I would like to read you guys this tweet right here. I'll put it up on the screen. And it just caught my attention. Literally, I just hopped on Twitter for 2 seconds to check something. And then I seen this, the homie MWII OG, he retweeted this out. And I was like, damn, dude. Now, this is from the homie Mark Rubin. If you guys don't know, Mark Rubin was around for a while back in the OG days of Call of Duty. I believe he worked on COD 4. Pretty sure he was around for MWII. I know he was around for Modern Warfare 3. And then he was one of the head guys on Ghost. If you remember, he actually went up on the stage to talk about the game. And now he's over there at Deviant Games or xDefiant or something. I think it's xDefiant, my bad. What did I say? Deviant Games? No, that's Jason Blundell. I'm tripping. And even Jason Blundell left that shit. But he's over at xDefiant now. And they're making an arena first-person shooter. Kind of like Call of Duty, but, you know, you're in arena now. Kind of like Halo shit. You know, it is what it is, man. Will we like the game? I don't know. But they've already came out and confirmed that Sbmm is not going to be in their game. And the homie Mark Rubin goes on to say, I am not a fan of skill-based matchmaking. I don't like how it treats players. When I was at Infinity Ward making COD, you could see it being pushed on us from the top. I left and am now making a new first-person shooter without skill-based matchmaking. Ranked is where that belongs. I think it will be a better experience for players. Because it would! Because it would! People are being... See, this is what people like Hutch and all these fucking weirdos, man. These nerds out here. I don't know who they're soldiering for, man. Are they getting a little bread under the table from Activision? I mean, if they're not, what the fuck are you doing, you weirdo? You're soldiering for this pussy-ass shit. Like, what? Where's the benefit, man? Where's the payoff? You better be getting some bread on the table for this shit. But these fucking weirdos out here soldiering for this shit, they don't seem to realize that ranked is being forced on us, though. We have no option to play what's supposed to be a casual game casually. There's no option there. And if they're so confident, if Activision and all these other publishers and shit, and if people like Hutch, if they're so confident that skill-based matchmaking is the way and is good for player retention, then how come they haven't tried a little experiment? Why are most of these companies so hush-hush about it, right? They're all secretive about it. They won't talk about it like it's a fucking plague or some shit. Nobody will talk about it. Sbmm doesn't exist, even though we know it exists. Nobody fucking talks about it except for people like Mark Rubin who actually don't like it and they're not going to put it in their game. So they'll actually just face it out on and be like, hey, man, I don't like skill-based matchmaking. So it's everybody who has it in their game, though, they right? It's like walking on eggshells, man. It's like everything's secret, mysterious and shit. Nobody will talk about it. If they have all this confidence then how come they just didn't do a little experiment, didn't try a little experiment just to shut the community the fuck up, right? How come Hutch isn't out here going, all right, Call of Duty, throw a playlist, just one playlist into a Call of Duty game, right? How come he hasn't done this for the last, say, 3 or 5 years or some shit? Throw one playlist that's connection-based matchmaking, right? So people have a good connection. People aren't losing unfair gunfights constantly, and people aren't going up against an entire team of players who are better than them or just as good as them, having to sweat their fucking ass off just to break even, right? Have one playlist, connection-based matchmaking, and see how well it does, right? Because if Hutch is right and SBMM is the way, SBMM is good for player retention, then I mean that playlist should get absolutely fucking trucked, right? That playlist should get destroyed. There'll be nobody in that playlist, right? Everybody will be in the normal SBMM, TDM and shit. Nobody will go anywhere near that connection-based playlist, right? Since you're right, Hutch, since it's good for player retention, go head to head with it and see what happens. And I guarantee you, connection comes out on top, bitch. But anyways, let's get into Hutch, because this video is gonna get too long, man, and I ain't trying to waste any more time on this fucking guy. So as you guys know, I do not follow Hutch at all. Actually, I have the man muted on Twitter, right? So the only reason why I know he says anything, like if somebody like quote tweets him, retweets him or whatever, and then they'll add something in there where they're calling him out or whatever. So in this case, it was the homie Thunder that just quote tweeted one of his stupid ass posts, and he was like, yo, Hutch is wrong again or some shit. So I was like, all right, let's see what this motherfucker had to say. And of course, he's going at TimTheTatman. TimTheTatman, I guess, said in his stream the other day that, you know, there's not a good chance he's going to stream multiplayer for Modern Warfare 22 because of skill-based matchmaking. And in that video, I watched it with my own eyes. I'm not going to put it in this video, though. But I watched that motherfucker with my own eyes, heard with my own ears. And in that video, he was talking about some scrub with like a 0.6 KD is going to talk trash about him because he's struggling in those games, right? So Tim is going up against clones of himself or dudes that are better. So naturally, unless everything just goes right for him, he's going to struggle like a lot of us do, right? A lot of 1 KD games out here in this new age of Call of Duty. And that's all Tim was saying, right? He doesn't want to deal with SBMM, and he doesn't want to deal with bitches in the chat mouthing off, running their fucking mouths like we know these bitches can, keyboard warriors and shit. No immediate repercussions. They say whatever the fuck they want. They know they're not going to get in the face immediately, right? He doesn't want those bitches to have anything to say about his skill or whatever. I guess Tim's skill, you know, means something to him, right? So he doesn't want to give people the chance to talk shit about him. But anyways, enough of that. Hutch goes on to quote tweet this tweet, you know, sharing TimTheTatman's, you know, clip of him talking about that. And he's talking about, respectfully, of course, something really confuses me about this logic. You can't oppose skill-based matchmaking because you don't want to be matched up with sweats, then turn around and say that a 0.65 KD Andy, no thumbs, should be matched up against experienced players like yourself. You got to pick one. Number one, I just broke down what the motherfucking clip said. So I don't know what the fuck Hutch is talking about here. And nobody's saying that, dude. See, in the skill-based matchmaking era, Hutch, these reverse boosters out here that are dropping nukes every fucking day and they're making millions of dollars off this shit, and they're getting rich quick off of this horse shit, they can manipulate the matchmaking system to go up against these types of players constantly. Easy gameplays all day long. All they got to do is just jump on for half hour, an hour, and they got gameplay for like the whole fucking week, right? They can manipulate it and guarantee themselves gameplay. They don't, in connection-based matchmaking, you're not guaranteed. Tim is not out here saying, give us back connection-based matchmaking so I can go against, you know, these 0.5 KD players and just fucking dump on them. No, you got a mix, man. You have some sweats in there. You have some fucking casuals. You know, you have a lobby here and there where it's all casuals, and you have a lobby here and there where it's all sweats and tryhards, man. It's the variety, right? When you're constantly playing against the same players with the same routine, doing the exact same thing, using the same guns, the same attachments, the same perks, shit gets boring on top of all the other problems I've mentioned in this video. It gets fucking boring, dude. But that's not even what Tim was saying. Tim was just talking about the bitch who's got no KD talking shit in the comment section. That's all Tim was talking about. And so Hutch goes on to say, and this was actually the tweet here that caught my attention, and then I noticed that it started with the whole TimTheTatman thing. Hutch goes on to say, and the idea that Sbmm is killing gaming is easily disproven when you glance at the most played games. They all have it. It, without question, 100% in almost all circumstances helps player retention. You have some outliers like EFT, but they're targeting a really hardcore audience. All right. So he goes on to show a screenshot of Fortnite, Apex Legends, FIFA, Tom Clancy, Destiny 2, Dead by Daylight, Rocket League. He's trying to make a point that because these games are popular, that means Sbmm is good for player retention. That means it's good for the community. That means it's good for the health, and the population keeps growing with those games. So Hutch basically, if you take away these games, see, people are creatures of habit, right? They start playing a game. They get to know a game. They make up their minds that they like a game, and then they stick with that game. That's number one. All of us are there with Call of Duty, man. Anybody who's been around Call of Duty like I have since COD 4, or you came around in MW2 or MW3, whatever, Black Ops 1 and shit, you know, you fell in love with the game back then. You fell in love with the franchise. And that formula is still there now. You see it, right? You feel that silky smooth gunplay. You look at a game like Modern Warfare 22, and it, you know, the graphics are great, right? You know, the movement, I like the movement. You know, the guns feel great. They sound great. They look great. All of that is fucking spot on. But then you got this bullshit smacking you in the face. It's like, you see the potential there, and it's like, you want to like the game, but you got this bullshit holding it the fuck back. So yeah, you're going to be pissed off about it. Yeah, you're going to rant about it. It's like, dude, all you got to do is just change this, and you got a fucking, you got a game on your hands, man. You got the game right here. This is going to be the joint. All you got to do is just tweak this and tone this the fuck down, and that's it, man. We got a game, right? He's trying to make a point that because these games are popular, that means Sbmm works, right? You take these games away, what the fuck are people going to be playing? So you're telling me because there's a lack of options, that means Sbmm works? People are playing it because they're there, man, because they're the closest to what they enjoy or enjoyed in the past. They're a gamer. That's how they spend their free time. That's what they do for a hobby. So they game. What are they going to game? They're going to game with what they know, man, what they know they already like. Even though the Sbmm pisses them the fuck off, they're still going to play it. We do. I do. The same thing with Call of Duty. I fucking hate Sbmm. Sbmm doesn't belong in fucking pubs being forced on us. It belongs in ranked. It belongs in competitive play. But I still play Call of Duty because it's what I know. It's what I've loved in the past, man. And it was great for so many fucking years. Even if it had annoying shit in it, it was great. Anytime I wanted to chill the fuck out and actually have fun at home, I didn't want to go out partying or anything like that. I jumped on Call of Duty, man, and relaxed and had a good fucking time. Put up some beast games, had a couple of shitty games, and it is what it is, man. That's what it is. It's gaming. This dude is like, I swear to God, I lose brain cells reading what Hutch has to say. I'm not going to read too much more of what he's got going on here, but he got a reply here from somebody named Louis. And Louis says, every single game you circled has a ranking system for the Sbmm. Something COD hasn't done a serious iteration of for how long now? And Hutch replies to this guy and says, I find this argument silly. If they added a ranked playlist, they're still not going to remove skill-based matchmaking for casual because that would be stupid and the same people would still complain. First off, Hutch, let me stop you right there. Why would it be stupid, though? Why would it be stupid? They're forcing ranked into casual, though. They've been doing it for years. Isn't that stupid? Like, what the fuck is he talking about? How are you going to say it's stupid and you're not even giving a reason for why it's stupid? Yo, Hutch got to be one of the biggest morons I've ever seen, man. It's actually making me fucking cringe, man. Holy shit. So he finishes up and says, if way more people played ranked COD in the past, I assume it would launch with it every year. People didn't play ranked because they didn't want to play ranked, man. How come you don't fucking understand that? People come home from a long day of school, work, whatever the fuck, and they want to chill and play their favorite game. If their game is Call of Duty, they want to relax and play that game with the option of doing well while relaxing and having fun. They don't want to be forced into a fucking pro tournament. If ranked did better, right? If way more people played ranked, he says, then it would launch with it every year. I mean, like, he's literally answering his own shit. Oh my goodness, man. So that's the solution, right, Hutch? That's the solution. Force ranked on everybody. When they had the choice to either just play casually with the best connection possible or go in and sweat it out, they chose to play casually. So the solution is, right? The answer is to just force it on them, right? They didn't want it before when they had the choice. So let's just force it on them now. And anybody who has a problem with that, we'll just complain about it, right, Hutch? That's the way to go with it. Oh my goodness, man. Come on, Hutch, you can't be this stupid, man. You know what I mean? And that's the problem here, right? Is there's no option. But see, Hutch thinks that the people who hate skill-based matchmaking only hate playing against sweats, constant sweats, a whole team of sweats, every single game, every session, every single game you're playing against the same types of players. You're playing against players that are just as good as you or better. He thinks that that's our only problem. Well, number one, yeah, that's a huge problem, man. For like I've broken down in this video many times already, we don't have an option. There is no playlist there where we just go, oh, you know what, man? I want to get away from this sweat for a little bit, man. I want to go chill, but I still want to play multiplayer. I want to be able to rank up my battle pass. I want to chill in multiplayer and still have an option and the ability to do well. Yeah, that's a huge problem there. But now we're talking about shitty connections. We're talking about high-ass ping. We're talking about unfair gunfights. You notice how people like Hutch, they never talk about the algorithm and shit, right? They never mention that. You know, we see it. You know, every time my aim is shit, I own up to that. You guys know that shit. I mean, anybody who's watched my gameplay, you know, if bad aim is on me, I own it, man. That was all me with that shitty-ass aim right there. But we see it out here, man. There's things going on in these Call of Duty lobbies now that we never seen in the old days, Hutch. And I was there, so you can't fucking bullshit me, bro. I was there. We didn't see, like, the weird shit that be happening with your bullet damage. Your aim just goes crazy out of nowhere. You can't fucking control it. Your enemy's bullet damage, and it goes on and on. The weird shit we're seeing out here on top of shitty-ass connection, horrible hit detection, lagging all over the place, crazy high ping. Now you have to deal with all that shit, and you have no other option. You can't play people who are maybe a little lower on, in your skill bracket. Now you got to deal with all that horse shit on top of playing against what feels like to you, to anybody listening to my voice, the best players in the world, right? People that are just as good as you, people that are better than you. Constantly, though, you do not get a fucking break, right? If that's not a problem, if you can't see that there's a problem there, I can't help you, man. You're a fucking moron. And Hutch, you're still soldiering for this shit. All this time later, you're a fucking idiot, dude. You're stupid. Yo, Hutch, I'm telling you, man, like I said, I respect his status, right, for being there in the beginning. Dude, you're a fucking moron, man. You have no idea what you're talking about. I heard you got some just clown-ass fucking shit that you post about politics and all that, man. I'm not even going to go there. So apparently you just stupid on all fronts, man. You just stupid here, you stupid over there, you stupid with this, you stupid with that. Hutch, you're just fucking stupid, man. You don't know what you're talking about. And I really hate that people like you have the platform that you do, because in my opinion, you do not fucking deserve it. You're out here spreading the wrong types of messages, and anybody who opposes you is just they just don't like competition. Oh, well, they're mad because bad, right? Like the fucking nerd that you are. I wish people like this didn't have a platform, man. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. I'm out.